The sun was dipping low, painting the skies of Ouagadougou in deep orange and gold. The presidential convoy rumbled along a narrow road, dust trailing behind as it returned from a distant border village. President Ibrahim Traoré sat in silence, his mind heavy with the pleas he had just heard. Villagers begging for food, for protection, for hope. Yet his eyes remained sharp, scanning the world outside his window. The street was alive with noise and color. Vendors shouted over their stalls. Motorcycles weaved through traffic. The smoky scent of roasted peanuts mingled with the sting of exhaust. For a brief moment, Ibrahim leaned back weary. Then he saw him. Beneath the crooked sign of a mechanic shop, a small boy wrestled with a wrench far too large for his fragile arms. His shirt was torn, his shorts stained with oil. He bent over the rusty shell of a car until the wrench slipped and clattered onto the dirt. "Fool!" barked the mechanic, swiping at him with a filthy rag. "Pick it up, faster." The boy flinched, snatched the wrench, and tried again. Ibrahim's chest tightened. He tapped the glass. "Stop the car." The brakes hissed. Guards exchanged uneasy glances. But Ibrahim was already stepping into the dust, his boots striking firmly as he walked straight toward the shop. The air inside was thick with gasoline and sweat. The boy looked up, startled, a smear of grease across his cheek. Their eyes met, and Ibrahim saw it. The hollow, weary surrender no child should ever carry. He knelt until their faces were level. "What's your name, son?" The boy hesitated, then whispered, "Issa." "Why are you here, Issa? Shouldn't you be in school?" Issa's eyes darted nervously toward the mechanic before lowering again. "School finished. No money. My father is gone. My mother sells mangoes. I must work." The mechanic forced a smile, stepping forward. "Excellency, forgive him. He is useful here. He learns, he eats. What more can we do? Children must help their families." Ibrahim's eyes hardened. His voice cut through the shop like steel. "Useful? He is not a tool. He is a child. His hands should hold a pen, not bleed on bolts." The shop fell silent. Workers shifted uncomfortably. Passers-by began to gather at the doorway. Ibrahim turned back to Issa. "Tell me the truth, boy. Do you want this life to bend your back until it breaks?" Issa's small voice cracked. "No, but I have no choice." The words pierced the air. Ibrahim rose, his voice rising with him. "Then hear me now. Every child in Burkina Faso must have a choice. This boy will not die in grease and dust. Not while I live." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Some thought it was theater, but then Ibrahim extended his hand. "Issa, come with me." The boy blinked. "Me?" "Yes, you." Issa clutched the wrench as though it tethered him. "But my mother, she needs me. She will be angry." Ibrahim's voice softened. "Your mother will not lose you. She will gain a son whose hands carry books instead of rust. Trust me, I will speak with her." The mechanic burst out, desperate. "Excellency, this is madness. He earns here. If he leaves, who will feed them?" Ibrahim's gaze turned icy. If a nation feeds itself on the labor of children, it starves its own future. Not this boy. Not today. Issa's hand trembled, then slipped into the president's. Whispers spread. Phones rose to capture the moment. The president himself was pulling a child from labor. It was unheard of. As they walked toward the convoy, something tumbled from Issa's pocket. Ibrahim picked it up. A crumpled sketch of a car, rough but detailed, complete with gears and a dashboard. "You drew this?" Ibrahim asked. Issa's cheeks flushed. "When no one looks, I like cars. I want to build one." A smile touched Ibrahim's face. He tucked the sketch into his jacket. "Then you will. Starting today." He lifted Issa into the car and turned to the mechanic. "Mark this day. One boy is free. Tomorrow, There must be more. The convoy rolled on. For the first time, Issa was not walking away from his dream. He was being carried toward it. The convoy wound into a crowded neighborhood. Vendors called out their final sales of the day. Children ran barefoot through narrow alleys. Women balanced trays of mangoes on their heads. Smoke from cooking fires filled the air with the smell of roasted corn. Inside the car, Issa sat stiff and trembling, clutching the seat as if afraid it might throw him off. He had never ridden in such a vehicle, never sat beside a man the world called President. Ibrahim noticed the boy's unease and leaned closer. "Do not be afraid, Issa. Tonight, we will speak to your mother, together." "She will be angry," Issa whispered. "She depends on me." "Then let us listen to her heart," Ibrahim replied. The car slowed near a cluster of tin-roofed homes. Dust swirled as Ibrahim stepped out, taking Issa's hand. Whispers spread through the neighborhood. Some pointed, others murmured his name. From one doorway, a woman emerged, hands wet from washing mangoes. She froze when she saw her son beside the president. The basket slipped from her grip, mangoes rolling across the dirt. "Issa!" she cried, rushing forward. "What is this? Why are you with him?" Issa lowered his head, unable to answer. "Mother, peace," Ibrahim said gently. "Your son is safe." "Safe?" Her voice cracked with fear and anger. "He should be at work. Do you think I want him to suffer?" "No. But without him, we do not eat." Her words echoed through the street. Neighbors murmured in agreement. An old man muttered, "Books do not fill empty stomachs." Another shook his head. "Better a child who works than a family that starves." The mother clutched her chest. "Excellency, do not take him. If he leaves the shop, who will feed us?" Ibrahim studied her. Thin, weary, hands cracked from years of toil. His voice was soft but unyielding. "Mother, you have carried 2 lives alone, but no child's shoulders are meant for such weight. His hands should carry pens, not grease and pain." Her eyes glistened, but she shook her head. "Dreams do not cook rice." The murmurs swelled until Ibrahim raised his hand. Silence fell. He stepped onto a broken stone so all could hear. "My brothers, my sisters, listen well. Every coin a child earns today costs him 1,000 tomorrow. Every hour he labors instead of learning becomes a chain on his future. Do you wish Issa to bend over bolts until his back breaks? Or do you want him to rise and one day lift his family with him?" The murmurs softened. Mothers glanced at their sons. Fathers frowned, caught between survival and hope. Ibrahim's voice thundered stronger. "I was born in this same dust. I know hunger. I know the ache of empty hands. But no nation can rise while its children lose their childhoods to grease and sweat. We need doctors, engineers, builders. They are born in classrooms, not in workshops that steal their dreams." The mother trembled. "And if he fails? If he leaves the shop and cannot succeed? Who will carry us then?" Ibrahim stepped down, meeting her tearful eyes. "Then hold me accountable. If Issa fails, it will be my failure. But I will not let him fail. I swear this, not as a president, but as a father who has seen too many sons lost." Her lips quivered. Tears fell. "Take him, but promise me he will not be forgotten." Ibrahim bowed his head. "I promise. From tonight, Issa belongs not only to you, but to all of us. We will carry him together." A hush swept the crowd. Some clapped softly. Someone murmured, "Maybe this time it is different." Ibrahim turned to his aide. "Tomorrow, arrange a license for her stall. She will sell mangoes with dignity, not fear. Let her trade in peace while her son learns." "Yes, Excellency." Issa's mother fell to her knees, overcome. Ibrahim lifted her gently. "Stand tall. You are not begging. You are receiving what you always deserved, justice. That night, Ibrahim personally arranged Issa's enrollment at a nearby school. He told the headmaster, "This boy sketches machines from his mind. Nurture him, protect his gift." The headmaster nodded, astonished. "We will." Before leaving, Ibrahim knelt before Issa. "Your life changes tonight. Tomorrow, you will carry books, not wrenches. Will you be ready?" Issa's eyes shone. "I will try." "Do not try," Ibrahim said firmly. "Do." Issa nodded. As the convoy pulled away, his mother stood in the street, hands pressed to her chest. For the first time in years, she felt something long buried. Hope. And Issa, staring out at the city lights, whispered to himself, "I will not fail." Dawn broke over the city with the clang of pots, the crow of roosters, and the chatter of shopkeepers lifting their shutters. Issa rose from his mat, clutching a satchel. Inside were 2 fresh notebooks, a stub of a pencil, and carefully tucked between the pages, the same crumpled car sketch Ibrahim had once picked from the dirt. His new school uniform felt stiff, almost foreign against hands used to grease and rust. At the school gate, he froze. Children ran past him laughing, carefree. Issa stood rooted, unsure if he belonged. Then a familiar figure stepped beside him. Ibrahim's voice was calm, steady. "You step into this place, and you do not leave until you have proven to yourself that you belong." Issa swallowed hard, nodding. "Today," Ibrahim added with a faint smile, "I am not excellency. I am simply the man who believes in you." The bell rang loud and sharp. Issa walked in. The first lesson was reading. The teacher, a stern man with glasses slipping down his nose, pointed Issa to the last bench. Whispers trailed him like smoke. "Mechanic boy," a classmate hissed. Snickers followed. The teacher silenced them with a crack of his ruler against the desk. "Read this aloud." One by one, the students stood and read smoothly. Then came Issa's turn. He rose, throat dry. The letters blurred, swam together. He stumbled on the first word, butchered the second. Laughter erupted. "Enough!" the teacher barked. "Sit. Learn first. Speak later." Issa sank back, cheeks burning. At break, he sat alone under a neem tree, nibbling a dry biscuit. His shoulders sagged. An old man, the school custodian, limped over and eased himself down beside him. His voice was kind. "The first day is always a hard stone." "Maybe I should go back to the shop," Issa whispered. The man chuckled softly. "To turn bolts is easy. To turn a life, much harder." His gaze fell on Issa's satchel. "You draw, don't you?" Issa blinked. "Yes. You hold a pencil like a mason holds a trowel. Draw. When letters fight you, draw the lines that wait for you." "My name is Musa." Issa opened his notebook. Slowly, carefully, he sketched a car. The lines flowed steady, precise. His chest loosened. Math came next. Numbers rose like walls too high to climb. Mistakes glared in red ink. "You are far behind," the teacher said flatly. "It will take work." That evening, Issa trudged home. His mother, at her mango stall, counted coins with her new license laminated neatly on the table. Proof she could sell without fear. She searched his face for hope. He forced a smile, but inside doubt pressed heavy. 2 days later, the past came knocking. The mechanic, bitter, complained to a local official. Soon, 3 men marched into Issa's classroom. "Where is the boy pulled from honest work to sit idle in a chair?" the official demanded. Issa rose, his voice small but steady. "I am here. Can you read? Can you count?" the man sneered. Students giggled. The door opened. Ibrahim stepped in. Not with trumpets, but quiet command. The room froze. "Continue," he said firmly. "Ask your questions to me as well." The official faltered. We seek to ensure standards. Ibrahim's eyes burned. Here is your standard. No child will be examined for shame. If you have questions, ask his teachers. Ask me, but do not carve his spirit with your doubt. The official paled. The mechanic lowered his eyes. Ibrahim turned to the class. Sometimes the test is not for the child. It is for the adults who watch. He placed a hand on Issa's shoulder. Hold your ground. After school, Ibrahim asked Issa, "What hurts you most?" "The letters run from me," Issa admitted. "Numbers stack like bricks. And the others, they laugh. Loud in my head." Ibrahim crouched, drew a circle in the dust. When a wall rises before you, do you smash your head against it? No. You look for the door. We will find the door. The next day, a woman arrived in the classroom. Engineer Awa. Sleeves rolled up, eyes sharp with energy. She laid rulers, a compass, and a small solar motor on the desk. "I hear you draw cars," she said. Issa nodded. "Good. Then I'll teach you the math that makes them move. Numbers are not stones, Issa. They are music. You only need to listen." She showed him slope as a rising road, angles as turns, division as weight across axles. For the first time, numbers sang instead of shouted. His pencil glided where it once stumbled. Nights found him hunched by candlelight, sketching machines while his mother sorted mangoes. Letters began to form words. Numbers formed answers. Mockery softened into curiosity. One boy leaned over. "Can you show me how you label the parts?" Soon, others gathered. Issa was no longer just the mechanic boy. Midterms came. Reading, math, design. On the last day, Issa unveiled a small wooden model, bottle cap wheels, a solar chip on its roof. He placed it in the sunlight. For a moment, nothing. His heart sank. Then slowly, the wheels trembled and rolled forward. The class gasped. Cheers erupted. The headmaster lifted the model, astonished. "Who showed you this?" Issa smiled faintly. "A teacher, and a country that believed I could be more." When results were posted, his hands shook. No red crosses. Blue ticks. In bold green. Applied design, excellent. He ran home. Report pressed to his chest. His mother traced the letters with trembling fingers. Tears slid silently down her cheeks. That night, Issa drew a long road lit with tiny lamps. At the bottom, in clumsy but proud handwriting, he wrote, "I will build what we need." The dry season returned, bringing final exams. Long days of silence. Sleepless nights. Doubt gnawed at him. "What if I fail?" he whispered one night. His mother cupped his face. "They laughed when you carried grease. They laugh less now. One day, they will not laugh at all." The exam in design required each student to build something useful. Issa wheeled in a small cart, patched from scraps. On its roof sat a tiny solar panel. "Light is everywhere," he explained nervously. "If we use it, even a small cart can carry water or goods for a family." The class leaned in. He set it in the sun. The wheels quivered, then rolled. Gas. Applause. A teacher whispered, "This is more than effort. This is vision." When results came, Issa's name was at the very top. First in design. High in science. First overall. At the closing ceremony, the headmaster's voice rang out. "This year, we honor not only perseverance but achievement. The boy who stumbled, but never gave up. Issa, come forward." Gasps. Issa walked to the stage, legs shaking. "The government awards him a full scholarship," the headmaster continued. "It will cover both his studies and his family's needs. For when one child rises, a home must not fall." The courtyard erupted. Mothers wept. Fathers nodded. Children clapped wildly. His mother covered her face with her hands, overwhelmed. From the back, Ibrahim stepped forward. No convoy, no ceremony, just a man. He lifted Issa's hand high. When I found him, he was bent under a car, his hands black with grease. Today he holds a notebook, a dream, and a future. Do not call him lucky. Call him determined. If Issa can rise, so can your children. He placed a hand on the boy's shoulder. Your road is long. Tonight is not the end. It is the beginning. Walk humbly, and never forget where you came from. Issa turned to the crowd, voice trembling but clear. I am not perfect. I still make mistakes. But now I know I can learn. And if I can, so can every child who dares to dream. The applause shook the courtyard, not for perfection, but for possibility. That evening, Ibrahim walked with Issa and his mother through their cheering neighborhood. At the mango stall, he paused. Tonight, Issa, you did not win only for yourself. You won for every child watching. Later, in his study, Ibrahim slid Issa's first crumpled sketch into a leather folder marked future projects. His fingers traced the lines softly. Let this remind me, he whispered, that leadership is not crowns or palaces, but lifting one child high enough for others to see the way. And so Issa's story spread, not as a miracle, but as proof of what can grow when courage, a mother's sacrifice, and a leader's compassion meet. Issa's journey teaches us that change does not come overnight. It comes step by step, through patience, sacrifice, and belief. Poverty may chain a child's hands, but education frees the mind. A mother's love, a leader's compassion, and a child's determination can turn despair into hope. True leadership is not in titles or wealth, but in lifting even one forgotten child until he stands tall enough for others to follow. Sparkles, if this story moved you, share it with someone who needs hope today.